Hi there, it's Caroline, Queen of Scraps. I'm just doing a quick cutting and assembly video for the February 2024 LoveitChopit workshop, which we just held yesterday. And there's a couple of cards I made in the class. So you can see it's very simple, just a one layer here. So it's very economical. You get 4 cards from one sheet of DSP and you get to see both sides of the paper. And I used celebration paper, softly stippled in the class, and we actually made 8 cards, so used 2 sheets. So these are some of my samples. And I'm just going to show you, I can't remember what I said, but I'm Caroline, Queen of Scraps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Cambridge, New Zealand, and I love to show you how to use your beautiful pattern papers and many other things too, but I seem to have a bit of a focus on using my stash at the moment. Okay, so just showing you how we cut the bases first. Very simple, just taking a sheet of A4 cardstock, and we're going to cut that in half lengthwise, so that's at 10.5. Flip it around and cut it at 14.8, which will be in half the other way. So you're going to get 4 card bases out of each of your pieces of cardstock, A4 cardstock, and you'll do this with a second piece, and you'll have the 8 bases. And I'm using the retired, this is a blast from the past. It's a Pop of Pink, I think this one is, and it's from about 2016. So if it's directional, you do need to have the pattern on the left hand side when you start to cut. This is sort of directional, it'll work either way, but I do probably want the sides to be running, actually it doesn't really matter, but I think I'll have them running horizontally, which will be lengthwise on the card. So yes, this is the right side if we put it here, pattern it left, and the first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut off 1.9. Now cutting off a smaller piece, I find it's often easier to do it on this side of on the right hand side of the channel of your cutter, and we're just cutting off 1.9. Now that's actually a scrap which you may or may not use elsewhere. So we just put that aside for one moment, and then we are going to turn it back 90 degrees, and we're going to cut it at 15.25, which is in half of a 12 by 12, or 6 inches in fact. So we're cutting that, and then we're going to score it at 5.25. 5.25, and just check that you've got it nice and parallel there. Now we're not using the cutter now. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit because I think we might be a little bit close. Okay, I think you can see where I am now. 5.25, and we're going to actually score this. Not cut it, and then we're going to flip it round, and we're going to cut it at 14.3, which is right there. Okay, so we're cutting that. Now these should be identical because we cut off that piece at the beginning, and then we're just going to repeat it with this one. We are going to score at 5.25 again. 5.25 is there, 5.25 is there. Score that, don't cut it. So the lighter colour one, remember. And again, this one is at 14.3. Now, oops, cutting that one. Right, so we've got 4 of these pieces, and you can see we can easily modify this to use it for a 6 by 6 as well, and I'll do a little addendum to that one. So we're just going to burnish these folds, and you can have it going that way. So the stripe is on the outside, or you can have it going the other way, so the stripe is on the inside. Both of those options are going to work. Now, I had a lot of fun when we made these in class because they're so simple to put together, and the paper does such a lot of the work, but then you can also have quite a lot of fun with your embellishment. Gives you a bit more time to do that. So we just quickly show you in here. Obviously I was using some celebration items and taking my colour cues from the paper. I made those two, also made these two at the same time. Oops, that way, enjoy your day. And had a bit of fun using some different inking techniques. So let's you go on and repeat with your second piece of pattern paper. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use some glue, or you can use tape or whatever your favourite adhesive is, and just get this going and it's hot in the craft room today, so once it starts coming out, it'll probably be coming out fast. Sometimes I have to use a pin. Oh, right, yes, as I said, it can come out in a hurry. If you do have it come out in a hurry like that, obviously that's far too much. I often just get a little scrap of cardstock. Here's one I've just happened to pick up off my scrap room floor. And I'm just going to smear that out over, and so you don't waste it, and also you're not going to get glue everywhere. And sometimes I will use it on a second if there's so much. Actually, there probably is just about enough to go onto another card as well, but put a bit on there. And then just throw this away, otherwise it will stick onto things you don't want it to. That's in my bin. So let's just stick this down, and because of the dimensions we've cut it, we're going to have a little fine mat around all four sides. Should be even. All we have to do now is add on the dies that we're going to use for the words, and I am going to use, I have some cut here. Here we go. So I just cut a couple. I think I'll put them that way, but obviously you can go either way. I'm just going to put one of these on the inside, which will be a small writing area. Obviously use a bigger one if you want to do a bigger writing area, or you could put a little mat down there. But this is a nice feature. It makes the card go together quickly. And I'm just kind of centering it there, but it doesn't need to be centered. So you put that one in first, and then I'm going to stamp and decorate this one up, and I'm going to attach that just on this side, possibly use dimensionals, and we're just going to stick it so it's on this side here, and it will act as a flap. So, oh, that's a bit dirty on that side. We don't want that. I might have to stick this down to something else. So I'm not going to stick it on there now, but obviously you're just going to put the glue on this side, and then that will open up as your little fun fold there. Okay, got a hair as well. We'll get rid of that. So super simple assembly, and it gives you time to have some fun doing the decoration, the stamping and the sentiments and things. And you can add variation. You can see on this one I've actually used the two same sized dies, but I've matted it with this one, stuck it down, and then again just use the same technique of putting that over the top. With this one, because I've used the dimensionals, I've added dimension with these die cuts. I've actually die cut another of these shapes and stuck it to the back, and it gives a bit more rigidity to this bit, and it also hides the covers up the glue and the ends of those, makes it neater from the inside. You could also do that. I did not actually do it on this one, but this one, because I've used blends, you can see, blends do come through. I actually quite like that because it goes with this kind of muted theme, but if that bothered you, it didn't fit in with your theme, you can just glue another mat, as long as these are obviously they're symmetrical like these ones, and you can glue it to the back. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly stick this other one down that's got my excess glue on it, because otherwise, you know what happens with glue that's not covered up, it's going to get into places that you don't want it. Let's use another one of our Melon Mambo mats. And this is the opposite colourway, or not colourway, but the opposite pattern. But I think that's quite charming, and I've still got that dam here. We don't really want to add my DNA to my cards, unless you're very special. You're all very special to me. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this helps you put your cards together and gives you some incentive to use up your stash. Happy crafting. Bye.